I'm on. Hi, sports fans. Welcome to the G. Forbes Elliott Athletic Center. My name is Luke O'Grady. I should say welcome back. You know, we just had an awesome game of women's volleyball prior to this. The St. John's Seawolves took down the Tommies 3-0. But every game was 25-23, 25-23, 25-23. So some awesome volleyball behind us and some awesome volleyball ahead. Same teams. We got the St. John Seawolves men's volleyball team taking on the St. Thomas Tommies men's volleyball team in what could only be described as a rivalry game. You know, being that these guys are only a stone's throw away from each other, they play each other 4 or 5 times every year. Definitely a rivalry game, definitely a game that's not, you know, it doesn't take too much to get excited about, you know, both as players and as fans. And, you know, I feel very blessed to be able to call it for you guys today. So thanks for tuning in, and hope we get some awesome action. Before I introduce the teams, which I already have because I'm reading off a script here and I was going off wall, the Seawolves would like to take the opportunity to thank the 2023-2024 season partners. The UNB Associated Alumni, One Team Sports Group, Chartwell's, UNB St. John, ACAA TV powered by Sports Canada TV, Domino's Pizza. The UNB St. John students get 40% off their online orders. You know, when you're a broke student, it's hard to beat that value. Beer Bread Pizza, one of the newer establishments in the Uptown St. John area. If you haven't been, go check it out. It is deadly. And UNB Residence Life. Our first official today, Jen Brown, one of the best. We're lucky to have her on the stand. Our second official is Paula Scott. Our linesman is former UNB St. John's Seawolf Nick Fraser. So hopefully, you know, he calls himself a clean game. We don't want any partisanship. And our other linesman is Clara Kelly. On the scorer table, we have Alan Reed. We're getting the Tommies announced now. Getting some energy. Boys are fired up. Number 14's bringing the energy for the Tommies. We're gonna be number 14, Austin Hamilton. Third year outside out of Miramichi, New Brunswick. I was just talking to the coach of the Seawolves, Dino Karatsios. Couple first-time starters, couple first-year players going to be out there. So excited to see how the team looks, you know, how the chemistry is to this point. The Seawolves and the Tommies, I believe, come into this game undefeated, both of them. The Seawolves are definitely undefeated. They've only played one team versus the expansion Crandall Chargers. Crandall, it's their first year in the league. It can be difficult to, you know, bring that level of competition in your first year without developing the program, having some years of recruiting. So they were able to take them down 3-0. I think at one point they were up 15-1. You know, it's a great look if you're a Seawolves fan. But this is, as far as I'm aware, their first home game of the season, donning their new spiffy white jerseys. Those are just lovely. They got the black outline around the red lettering. Aesthetically, killer job. So, for the Seawolves, we have setter Liam McClellan. We have Karsten Filch. Number 3, we have Adam Gauthier, who had himself an amazing game against the Chargers. We got Finn Kearney-Snaughton. We got Cam Willis. We got another first-year player, William Siefker. And the libero, JFM, Jonathan Fraser Monroe. And head coach, as I said, Dino Karatsios, and their assistant head coaches. There's probably more than I'm aware of, but I definitely know of 2. That's Jacob McLean and Simon. His last name is escaping me right now. So I apologize to Simon. God love you. I should get it. I really should. I'll look it up. And then for the Tommies, we got number 2, Kevin Douglas. Number 5, Jacob Trach. Number 6, Ralph Fize. He's their setter. Number 9, Brenton Romanchuk. Number 12, Parker Melnick. Number 14, as we talked about, Austin Hamilton. And libero number 3, Alex Fredrickson. They also have another libero listed, number 8, Oscar Luke. So, we could see them rotating. All right, now back to serve for the Seawolves. The Seawolves have the serve to start, obviously. Number 3 serving, Karsten Filch, first-year middle out of Victoria, BC. So a little far from home. Onkteal, that's Simon's last name. God love him. I'm so sorry, buddy. So the Seawolves are actually trotting out 1, 2, and I believe 3 technically first-year players out there. On the Tommy side, one of the liberos, Oscar Luke, is a first-year player. Parker Melnick is a first-year player. They have some other first-year players, but not listed as starters at the moment. So really only one solid first-year player starting for the Seawolves, which, you do love to see. You like to have that experience on your starting lineups. But yeah, back now to serve. Number 3, that's Filch. Handled well by the Tommies. Ooh. Good touch by Fize. Seawolves going to be able to run their offense here. A little bit of a whiff. Tommy's got a chance. Wow. What an awesome swing there by Hamilton. We were talking about him pregame. He was fired up, and the first point, he comes out swinging. Real nice, high, hard swing on an off-ball bump. Is able to find the back corner there and steal the first point. So, first point to the Tommies. Back on a serve is Fize, the setter. Nice spin, but handled well by the Seawolves. That's a bomb by Gauthier. He's fired up about it. I think getting the pass that they did made it a little bit tough for the middle on the Tommies to be able to pick which hitter he wanted to go with there, and Gauthier able to go hard cross court and bomb squad away. Off the hands there of number 3. That's Alex Fredrickson. He's a third-year lib, and he's from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Not able to handle that one, and the Seawolves take their first lead of the game. Nice high, hard swing there by number 9 on the Tommies. I'll find his name after the point. But handled all right by the Seawolves. Tommy's going to get to run their offense. Woo! Huge block by Gauthier. Gauthier having his name called early. He's fired up about it. He actually gets a piece of Hamilton there. So Hamilton's first swing out of the power was just a rotation thing. It looks like he's going to be there starting right side. But he gets caught in a phone booth there by Gauthier, who steals another point for the Seawolves. Wow. Nice job by Fize to still facilitate that offense from such a weird pass. And a great job to pop that one up by the libero number 3, Alex Fredrickson. Seawolves scrambling, not able to get a hit on that one, so the Tommies going to be able to run their offense. The push that to the middle. Handled, though. Wow, nice push by the libero, JFM, Fraser Monroe. Sometimes as a libero you can get a little, it can be tough. You almost want to stray away from using it with your hands, but good game sense there. He knew he wasn't close to the line. For those that don't know, a libero is only allowed to play backcourt. He's the person on the court that's wearing the different colored jersey, and he's also not allowed to field the ball above his head in front of the attack line. So because of that, a lot of liberos can stray away from using their hands at all. Better safe than sorry, but good sense of where he is in the court there. JFN steps in confidently with the hands, gets a nice high outside swing to another first-year player that we're just mentioning now for the first time. That's Siefker, who is able to put up the hands and win the point. Boof. Siefker right on cue as well. I was talking to head coach Dino Karatsios before the game, and he had a lot of really, really nice things to say about some of these first-year players you're seeing out there. Siefker, Gauthier, And the middle that we're going to be seeing coming in as well, was all really, really glowing reviews from head coach Karatsios, and as well as some of the assistant coaches I spoke with as well. Jacob McLean and Simon Anctil. We missed. There was a missed serve in there that I didn't really address, but we're kind of pretty far removed from that now. Something at the scorers table, down official Paula Scott just wondering about the rotation of the Seawolves. Whoever the court captain is, for the Tommies, whoever the court captain is for the Tommies can take the second to kind of go up to the ref and ask and make sure that they're not going to get caught in the wrong position, because clearly something is Paula Scott isn't sure about. But to that point, 5-2 now for the Seawolves. Back to serve is Gauthier, who's been a difference maker so far. He's a first-year left side, 6'3", out of Regina, Saskatchewan. Tall glass of water, 6'3". All right. Only so much dead space that I can commentate over here. I don't even have anyone else with me in the booth, so I'm already kind of struggling to fill it, adequately. Maybe I should tell you, don't forget to follow the Seawolves on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All the same handle, at UNBSJ Seawolves, for all of your updates on the sports teams and events happening within the community. Also subscribe to the Seawolves channel on YouTube that, if you're listening in now, you're definitely listening to. We'd also like to shout out the Chartwell's Athletes of the Week, Kate Griffin and Adam Gauthier. Oh, okay. Now that's some context. I said that in the first game. I wasn't sure who Adam Gauthier is, so I can see why. He's off to a hard start again. I think those Chartwell's Athletes of the Weeks, too, get themselves a free lunch, so maybe he can get himself two in the same week. And also shout out to our Beer Bread Pizza Athletes of the Month. We have Josie Splitgerber and Adurman Gadura, both from the women and men's soccer teams. We got Steve Kerr sitting on the floor, taking his break. All right, so we're back. Obviously, we've got that all worked out. Everybody's in the positions that they need to be. Back now to serve is Gauthier. Float server. Woo! Cam Willis fired up about that one. Really nice pass there by Fredrickson on the Tommy's side. Nice hands on that one, but Tommy's middle there, I should find his name, got caught dead to rights by Cam Willis, who puts that right back. The player that got blocked there was number 5. That's Jacob Tratch. 6'9", out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. 6'9". He could reach the cookie jar. He's back now to serve. Long. Ooh, handled by Gauthier. McClellan gets a nice chance for Kearney Staunton to get a swing on it. This one's just going to have to go over. Great job by JFM stepping in there and helping them run the offense. A little, pulled back. Wow, what a set by Fisey. Really nice hands. Wow, oh, nice. I love that. I love McClellan going back to 12 there. I think on the first set, like I was trying to say, that there was a little bit of not a miscommunication, but I don't think that McClellan put it right in the wheelhouse where Siefker could, get a good swing on it, and I think he kind of had to take some off. I was actually impressed that he was even able to get the top spin to bring it down. But he goes right back to him, and they get first tempo on that one and really put it away. A nice run at the net for Willis. Unfortunately, when he goes back to serve, he puts that one into the net on a spin serve. He's one of those spin servers with the funny toss it, individually with the same hand that you swing it with, which is fine. But unfortunately, that one goes into the net, and point back for the Tommies. So 7-4 now for the Seawolves as we have number 9. Dang. Ooh, what a tip. Fisey's got some game, man. Tommy's scrambling. This one's just going to have to go over. Not sure about the touch on that one. Into the game for the Seawolves is number 9. Is number 3. That's Carson Fielch. He's a first-year middle out of Victoria, BC. He has to kind of like jumping bump that one over just in the way that the set came to him from McClellan, and unfortunately the hit from the Tommies there goes into his hands, and they take the point. After a really nice serve by Romanchuk, he puts a second one into the net. Romanchuk, a second-year player for the Tommies, outside hitter out of Dewberry, Alberta. Lots of out-of-town kids here. For a long time, the ACAA was just filled with New Brunswickers and maybe some people from Nova Scotia, but lots of people all over the map now. Damn. Oh, it's out. Whew, that was close. I mean, nobody in the gym had a better perspective than the line judge there, so obviously that one must have just been out. Romanchuk telling Fissé that, that ball was perfect, and I think he thought it was in. I thought it was in. But the refs are never wrong. Wow, nice serve there by Siefker. Woo! Really nice serve by Siefker. Fissé gets pulled to the other side, but still gets his body turned around in the air and fires that back out to the pin. And a nice high, hard swing there by 12, Parker Melnick, who's fired up about it. Parker Melnick all the way from Ontario, a man after my own heart. He's an outside swinger from the beautiful city of Crystal Beach. And he hits him with a trickler. I hate those. I really do. Nobody plans on doing it. And at least in tennis, if you win a point that way, that the courtesy is to apologize. But all the same, Tommies take a point on that one. This one just going to run over here. Ooh, that's wow. That's actually a great tip. It's funny to say, but when the other team knows that you're going to have to tip the ball over, it can be really tough to do anything that puts them in a tough position. But there, they tip it over, maybe a foot over the tape, where the libero JFM can't even really get into position to make the pass. So we have Fielch having to step off and make that pass, and he puts it a little tight to the net, and the Tommies saved himself a possession. Now, the Seals were able to rally and take the point, but, to their point, that was a really good job by the Tommies. That serve's going to go into the net, so now just a 2-point lead as number 2, Alex Fredrickson. Or no, that's not. Oh, no, sorry, Kevin Douglas. The middle from Surrey, BC. Back on a serve. Surrey, BC, too. I mean, do the Tommies have anybody from New Brunswick? Another serve coming here from Douglas. Douglas, 6'6". Imagine your middles being 6'9" and 6'6". That serve, unfortunately, just goes out the right side. And going to give their possession back to the Seals. Fielch, the first-year middle, now back to serve. And into the game, back comes Cam Willis. A lot of spin on that ball, but for those that don't know, in volleyball, some questionable, yeah. In volleyball, you're not allowed to double touch the ball, and when you see a ball come out with spin like that, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing one contact point and then another, which in succession like that causes it to spin. But if it's your first contact on a ball over the net, if it's a hard-driven ball or a serve, you actually are allowed to double it. I think it's a quality of play rule, and because of it, sometimes you'll see some points today where the ball obviously comes out with some spin, which is usually indicative of a double touch, but it's actually totally allowed. Ooh, that's in, yep. Great swing. Ooh. Number 9 fired up about it. Number 9, that's Brenton Romanchuk. Oh, yeah, he was the one where I thought last time it might have been in. Maybe that's why. It was a little bit close. Oh, nice touch there by McClellan. He's able to kick it out to Siefker, sorry. Unfortunately not able to find the court. I think he thought there was going to be a touch on that. Yeah, he's all agape about it. Maybe there was, but the ref wasn't able to see it there, so point goes to the Tommies. And now through 24, we're tied, 12-12. Oof. That's back-to-back nice serves by Hamilton. Hamilton, one of the players on the team that's from New Brunswick. He's from Miramichi. He's a third-year outside swinger. He's had his name called a couple of times so far. Back-to-back really nice floats, and another one. But handled well by the Seawolves. Wow. Gauthier, man, he jumps and he hangs out there for a little while. He jumped way too early on that one. And to his credit, McClellan has pulled a little from the position he wants to set in, and it's not exactly clear how or where McClellan should be putting that ball when it's off tempo like that. But Gauthier does a great job handling it. Great tip into the zone. Nice swing there by Trach. That's really tough as a middle when, they have a 3-ball and that middle has you dead to rights. You're only really going to be able to get one block on it unless you're committing your outside blocker to it, and he has a lot of options on how he wants to go there. Willis and McClellan aren't able to connect there, so now the Tommies extend the lead to 2. This is their largest lead of the day. Nice use there by Siefker. We're going to get a nice outside. Ooh, yep, I agree. That's tough. You don't do a whole lot of volleying as a middle, especially not like outside sets. That one comes out a little bit dirty, and head official Jen Brown is going to call Trach on the double touch there. Willis now to serve. That one, I think he probably hit that one in the middle of his forearm, so that one's going to skate out the back instead of having that top spin that I think he was looking for. Unfortunately, I think he's 0 for 2 on serves. But, that's the nature of the beast. I think, when you're swinging as hard as you do for a spin serve, there's going to be some times when you don't hit it exactly how you want. I think that's what makes it a little easier to do a float serve. Theoretically, I think, I would say that a perfect float serve and a perfect spin serve. Honestly, I know it sounds crazy, especially for those who have never really played a bunch of volleyball. I think a float serve is probably tougher to pass. Just in that, if you're in position for a spinner, there's no confusion. You'll have it dead to rights, but you can be you can have a spin serve a float serve dead to rights, and at the last second, it just kind of does that little translation that it does and skips to the left or skips to the right and has you looking silly. You can seriously have it right in your wheelhouse and end up not touching it. That's a bomb. That's a bomb. Great swing by the rookie Siefker. If I'm Dino Karatsios, you have to be excited about the young talent you have on this team. So far it looks like the best swingers out there have been Siefker and Gauthier, and for them to be rookies, man, the future's bright. Follows it up with a nice strong serve. Wow. But a great swing there by Parker Melnick. Parker Melnick fired up about it. He's bringing the juice today. I will say, Parker Melnick, next time, probably not the best idea to wear red socks versus the red team. Get some white socks, black socks, maybe even mix in some green socks. But, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's playing great right now. Another great serve for him there, and extends the Tommies' leads now to 3-point. Yeah, someone on the Tommies get our boy Melnick some nice black socks or some, he's got some, I think he's got some white shoes, some nice white shoes to go with his white, some nice white socks to go with his white shoes, and he'd be looking stylish out there. So timeout called by head coach Dino Karatsios. This is like usually one of those just take a breath, settle yourselves in here type timeout. I'd be interested to see if there was any specific coaching points that he wants them to hear. The last couple points that they've lost, there was a swing off the block, there was a serve that they didn't handle perfectly, and as much as there are definitely things you can do to work on those just also kind of happen. I don't know if there's any one thing that he's telling them specifically to focus on, any one player, any one rotation that they want to pay attention to, but having been up for most of the game and now down 3 and getting into the home stretch of the first set, I think he just wants them to take a breath, compose themselves a little. And there's always that nature of when you call a timeout, it's almost like icing the kicker a little bit. If we have a missed serve here or an error by the Tommies, that's always kind of a coaching point. And right on cue. coaching point awarded to Dino Corazio. So that's one of the that's one of the benefits of calling a timeout as well, that sometimes you can put enough time in between the last serve for the server where you can get your team a point without them having to do anything, and they do there, and, credit to the head coach for that one. Back now to serve is McClellan. Or, sorry, that's Kearney Stoughton. That's a bomb, man. That's a bomb. These boys are going at it. Lots of really, really fun hitters on either side of this team. That one was Hamilton. He's one of the captains on that team, and I think for good reason. He's one of the more tenured players. He's a third-year player out of New Brunswick, so I think head coach Henri Mellet is probably pretty familiar with him. And on top of that, man, he's been bringing the energy. Oof. Gauthier. Yeah, just too high and too hard for that block. I mean, to some extent, the way that the pass was, everybody on the Tommies knew where that ball was going. It was going to power, and they still, weren't able to stop it. And that's a credit to Gauthier. He's jumping high and he's swinging hard right now, and that's really, that mixture is a tough thing to deal with in volleyball. I think he swung something like 700% against Crandall, and I don't know, for those that aren't really familiar, handled well though. Melnick with a nice touch. For those that aren't familiar, you'll see that sometimes with a middle, because the middles, when middles get set, it's usually on a silver platter. It's when the passes are perfect. For an outside swinger to be hitting at that percentage is mental. To compare it to baseball, it would be like a baseball hitter, hitting maybe that's a double, 500 or 600 over a stretch of a month or something. It's pretty darn impressive, especially for a rookie. I think he was around the team last year, but there was, I think he had some health issues that he had to step away from the team. So this is his first real year of eligibility with the team, and he's starting his career real hot. So the double touch there is going to give the point to the Seawolves, and what was a 19 or an 18-15 game is now 19s across the board. So credit to Coach Corazios for his timely timeout. Nice push by Fisset. Oh, what a block! McClellan fired up about it. I was before the game just getting some insight into the team. Ooh. And head coach Malay calls the timeout. Trying to weather the storm, not trying to let the momentum get away from them. A couple really, really nice points by the Seawolves, despite it only being a 1-point lead. That's a great timeout. You really don't want to let a team mount too much momentum, especially in this stretch of the game when you're starting to hit the 20s. So, you can see that they're already broken the huddle. There wasn't anything specific that head coach Malay wanted to tell his team, or there wasn't anything that he thought he needed to impart or make sure that they were doing. I think that was a deep breath timeout, we'll call it, because the Seawolves were starting to build some momentum. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. All the people around the Seawolves program are really happy with the work that setter Liam McClellan put in the offseason. Apparently he was just a gym rat, just trying to get bigger, faster, stronger, and it showed on that one. Built a roof over Hamilton. So Felch back now to serve. Nice pass by Frederickson. Ooh, but Hamilton returns a favor. Siefker sitting there on the ground. Hamilton returns the favor with a really, really big swing. I think more often than not, that's kind of how you expect that matchup to go. The fact that you can have such a good blocker as your setter with McClellan is such a treat. It's not something that you should expect. Usually, you would almost imagine that your setters are your. What a touch by Fisset! The ref letting him play. Slightly interesting. Ooh, Fisset again! Wow! What a gamer. Back now to serve is Fisset, number 6. He is, I hope I'm saying that right, Fisset. Yeah, he's a second-year second-year setter, I should say. He's listed here as 5'10". I don't know. Dude. Gauthier slightly got the King Midas going on right now. Everything he's touching is turning to gold. McClellan back now to serve. McClellan, the lone captain for these Seawolves. Frederickson, a nice pass in there. Nice push by Fise. Oh, out of bounds. Wow, I thought that was a good swing. Yeah, as soon as it went over, all the Seawolves kind of pointed that out. So it must have been more obvious than it was from up here in the booth. Romanchuk not able to find that one on the court. What a back and forth first set. You love to see it. Great pass by Frederickson. I feel like I've been saying that a lot. Nice high, hard swing off the block, and it's going to level this game up. Seawolves were trying to die for it to make a play, but second official there, Paula, I apologize. I got to find her last name here. Paula Scott saw a touch on the net there by Cam Willis, so it didn't really matter. Nice pass by Gauthier. Good push. Whoa, man! This is some volleyball. That's a way tougher set than you realize, because not only are you asking your setter to get that out to the pin, you're asking him to change entirely the angle of attack on that, because he can't do that looping set with a little bit more time for the outside setter because he's so pulled so far away. He needs that set to be on a rope for it still to be on first tempo for Siefker, and it was, and Siefker puts that one in the dirt. Unfortunately, Gauthier isn't able to reward his team with that one as he goes back to the line and sends it out the back. Serves, missed serves are always bad, but especially in a situation when you're in the 20s and it's a tie game, that starts to verge on being what we call a cardinal sin. Those ones have to go in. So even now, 23-23, and back to serve is number 4. That's Thomas Blizzard. I think Thomas Blizzard actually played for the Seawolves last year, as far as I can recall. Ooh. Kearney Stoughton, a little bit pulled off the net, tries to roll that one to the back court. Unfortunately, isn't able to find the court. I actually think, I'd be surprised to know, we'll never know, but I actually think that Blizzard's serve was going out. It was in a high-driven float serve. It would have been close, and that's kind of one of the benefits of a float serve is it's just so hard to know what's going to happen if you let it go or when it goes past you. So in that situation, you definitely do want to err on the side of just playing the ball. You don't want to wish that a ball goes out before it does. But definitely something that we'll look for here on the next one. Timeout called here by Dino Karatsios. Probably, again, one of those momentum times out. Everybody take a breath. You're 1 point away from a loss here. You got the timeout. You don't need to try and carry it into the next set. And by the same merit, last time he did it, he was able to get one of those coaching points with a missed serve. So we'll see. Blizzard got the white shoes, white socks, looking good. Ooh, great serve. That one's going to go over. Oh, whoa. Oh, net on the, whoa. Interesting. Net on the Tommies. Fise, hard to, say anything negative about his game so far this set. He has been poised around the net. His hands have been nice and clean. I think his decision-making has been awesome. His defense has been awesome. Got to be really happy with how he's played so far. And if your setter is playing great, it makes it really easy for the players around them to play great. Looks like we're going to get a substitution here on the Seawolf side. 24-24. Dino Karatsios thinks it's time to get a look from number 2. That's Ethan Tucker. He was a starter out of middle last year. He's a second-year player now from St. John's, Newfoundland. And he's going to be taking out Cam Willis to serve. Cam Willis so far this game 0-2 serving. So this is just, a better safe than sorry play, I would say. I think it must just be that Karatsios, head coach Karatsios, just feels a little bit more comfortable with him serving at the moment. It's a tough spot to be in, though, I'll tell you, being the serving sub when in a situation like this. But handles it well. Wow, that's unfortunate. It was actually a fairly good job by Melnick. Wasn't the best pass, but he did a good job of getting back out and becoming an option for that outside ball. He got it, where he'd like to get it on a set that's maybe a little bit more off the net, but unfortunately it either hit hands or it hit tape. It's hard to say from, I'm standing right behind the head ref, but point to the Seawolves. Melnick makes up for it with an awesome pass. I mean, that's a perfect pass, right? He basically handed it to Fisset there. Now serving, number 9, Romanchuk, after a really, really nice swing there out of the right side. I believe it was Romanchuk, yeah. Yeah, I believe so. Tie game, 25-25. What's going on here? Have we not had a whistle? Oh, okay, yeah, so down ref Jen Brown, down ref Paul Scott talking to the table about something. Last time we were here, it took like 5 minutes. Nice turnout here in the gym. I know you can't see it from the, okay. No more casual talk. We're back to the game. Romanchuk to serve. Out. Dang. You know, slightly credit to the gym. The gym was getting loud on that one. There were some feet stomping and there were some bells ringing. Also, you know, Paula Scott was doing whatever she was doing at the table, and there was a little bit of a delay there in your time to go up to serve. Siefker, man. Oh, man. Siefker, okay, a lot of cool things to talk about that one. One, McClellan's a dude. Like, he's just a dude. You should not be able to rely on your setter to go and do that when a game is 26-25 and they have a hitter that has, like, as heavy a swing as Melnick does. And, I mean, McClellan put a roof on him. Like, that was heavy. But also, look at, next time it comes up, watch Siefker serve, man. It was so casual. He just kind of meandered on into his toss and then fired a deadly spin serve out there. Really, really, really nice stuff from both teams on that one. I would say that to some extent, the setters were probably the players of the game on each side, despite having really good performances from a lot of the swingers, but just so composed, and the decision-making from both. The execution from both, too. I don't think we got any double touches. I don't think we got any. Oh, here we go. CP. I don't know. We're getting some stuff in the comments. Someone said CP and then CP again ? I would love if you elaborated a little. We can see all these comments, and if I'm pronouncing names wrong, or if there's something you want like any more information about, or some context explained, or you want me to talk about anything specifically, it's only me in the booth here, so I got the time for it. But just throw it in the chat, and I'll do what I can. Yeah, but like I was saying, I think the setters played so composed there, and their execution was great. Both teams have to be really happy because, I mean, that's kind of where it starts. I think the passing from both teams was good too. You know, a really great first set. It wasn't, I mean, and when a set ends 27-25, it's usually because neither of the teams were that much better than the other. I think the level was high the whole time, and if that's what we're going to expect across the next sets that we get here, I think we're in for some great volleyball. Down. Great, what a great tune, man. I don't know if you can hear that one at home, but I'm playing some good tunes right now. So I don't think we're seeing any personnel changes from either team right now. Paula Scott getting everybody in position on the Tommy's side. Yeah, as far as I can tell, everybody, we're rocking with the same lineups. Slightly, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think both teams played good. No need to change anything, especially with the game so close. You know, it's worth taking some more points to look at where everybody's at. We got Cam Willis. You know, he's still the guy at the net. I think the sub that we saw was strictly a serving thing. And hey, credit to Tucker coming in and handling that great. 2 good serves, put the pressure on, and helped them take that first set win. Midnight Riders by the Allman Brothers, by the way. Jam. Okay, back now to serve. Fise. Oof, great serve, but handled well by the Wolves. Romanchuk just tries to push it through, but a great block there by the Seawolves. The Seawolves block has been really impressive. Please give me more energy. It's a really good game. Oh, man, I feel like, to be honest with you, I thought I was giving too much energy. It is a really good game, though. I completely agree. Back in the serve, McClellan. Ooh, that one's tight. Yeah. Oh, whoa, come off of it. That's unfortunate. Call that using your head from Fise. Fise goes up, you know, slightly as a decoy, slightly just dutifully, but that one was going over, and Willis tries to use 2 hands just to pop it back, puts it right off the noggin of Fise and comes right back over, and they steal the point. Wow. We've said it before. That's not an easy set, and you kind of have to adjust the arc at which you're sending that ball over if you still want to make it to your outside hitter, Siefker, in this situation on time. But McClellan has just been, you know, consistently getting that off and putting Siefker in a position to succeed all day. Back now serves Gauthier. Bow. Oh! Romanchuk having a hard time squeaking by that block right now. Doubler. How do you not call that? I mean, great swing by Romanchuk. Great swing by Romanchuk, especially considering he had to kind of peel off there, and everybody in the gym knew where that set was going. He takes 2 hard steps in and drives it down the line. So nothing away from him, but that was a double hit. If you played volleyball for more than a day, that's a double hit. Gauthier puts that one high up. We have low rafters here to some extent at UNBSJ. It's a high ceiling, but the rafters can get a little involved, and the basketball net too can provide some complications. JFM and Finn Kearney-Stoughton, they're both looking at each other, not really sure if it was going to hit the roof or not, and they kind of let a ball that was in front of both of them hit the ground. But a great use there by the Seawolves. Again, McClellan keeps getting pulled to that pin, and his ability to turn his hips, get into the air, and put like a clean touch on the ball and fire it to the pin. He's making it look routine, and to make something like that look so easy is really talented, but he's done it so much. It's hard not to love what he's doing. Like, that's a double 2, man. That is crazy. Especially when especially when, to some extent, as a ref, you're almost always paying more attention to when a libero volleys the ball. That's twice now in a row that the Tommies, again, I don't want to take anything away from Romanchuk, who's putting really nice swings on the ball, but those are doubles. Great swing, great serve. Oof. The mileage that McClellan's getting out of his powers right now is awesome. I mean, if you're head coach Karatsios, you have to be really, really, I guess, excited about the way that you're performing out of the power position right now. I mean, just winning shots left, right, and center. If you say with a great tempo set, that one's got to go over. Yo, that you could call this guy's hands. Nice pop there. Oh, that's a great swing. That's a great. I mean, it doesn't even need to be a touch because that was in. But a great job by sorry, here I gotta find the name here. By Melnick again. Okay, that was basically just a standing jump and to some extent just went clean over the block. They are really letting number 3 Fredrickson's play. I don't want to harp on it too much. It's I don't think. Maybe the most recent one too was less egregious than some of the others, but with the weight of the other 2 behind it, it's hard not to notice. But back to the game, I should say. Back now to serve, number 7. That's Finn Kearney-Stoughton. He puts the spin serve into the net and extends the. I should say gives the Tommies a 1-point lead. Back now to serve, number 2 for the Tommies. That's Kevin Douglas. third-year middle. Float serve coming. Oh, what? Man. Dude, that had overbump written all over it. McClellan, the setter, gets pulled away, has to, like, swinging overbump this over, like, back into the court. I was certain that he was just going to try and play that to the middle of the court to give someone on his team a chance to play it. But instead, he goes all the way to the pin, and Gauthier is able to get a high, hard swing on it and drop it within, the back 2 feet of the court. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What a swing by Hamilton. Sometimes you can watch as the approach is happening and just know this is going to be a bomb. Get credit to the Seawolves for getting a piece on it, but the ball was like straight in his wheelhouse. He gets that full big extension through the air, opens up his chest to the court, and just hammers at it. Puts that off the hands and takes a point for the Tommies. Fissé. Ooh. I like the idea. I think that's probably an option that the Seawolves like, especially when they don't have a front court right side. It can make just knowing that that's an option can make the Tommies have to play a little bit more honest on defense and can't cheat to the outside. I think it probably just could have been a little bit higher. I think Siefker probably caught that in the middle of his forearm, isn't able to put the topspin on it that he wants, and goes out the back. Fissé, These are bombs. I don't know if it's doing it justice at home watching these serve, but that's a hammer serve. He puts 2 killer ones in, and back-to-back points. The Seawolves aren't really able to put their offense in position or run the offense the way that they'd like, and it helps the Tommies extend this lead to 3. Now 9-6. I'm sure there was probably some sponsors I should have thanked there, but I was looking into the stats of the league, trying to give you guys some more context when it comes up. Okay, back now to serve. Fissé. Dino Karatsios trying to give his team a little breather here. 3 points, especially at this point of the game. It's calling it a lead. It's barely a lead, but definitely want to weather the storm before it becomes something too big to overcome. Oof. Man. I don't know if that would have dropped in. It had a lot of topspin, and it caught Melnick pretty deep, but by the same merit, I don't know if Melnick could have gotten out of the way of it. The libero, Fraser Monroe, puts a nice high ball to the outside there, especially from all the way over in the court. It's a really nice touch, and Gauthier just goes high, hard over the block and takes the point back for the Seawolves. I tell you what, maybe I'm a little jaded from how the first couple touches went, but I don't think I've seen a set come out of Fredrickson's hand so far from the libero position that hasn't had spin on it. And there absolutely is a measure of spin that is allowed. It has to be like egregious, and it has to really, having a ball come out without spin is damn near impossible. Only really perfect sets do. But for no calls to be made at this point is just a little surprising, I suppose. No touch on that one. It's going to go out the back. Great timeout there called by. I tell you what. I think Karatsios is talking to the ref about some of those touches right now. But I was going to say credit to Karatsios for the timeout call when he did. What was a 6-9 game is now a 9-9 game. Nice touch there by Fredrickson. Hits him with the chicken wing. Yeah, not going to be able to get that one. JFM tries to get a piece of it. Being in position is half the battle, and he was. And he took a really, really high, hard swing there with his hands, and you can't always pop it up to where it should. That one, I think Gauthier tried to give it a chase down, but basically lands right in the head ref, Jen Brown's lap. Not much you can do. Nice serve. Out. No toe? Okay. A lot of bodies at the net there. I'm surprised that came out as clean as it did with no contact or no net calls and things like that. But that one isn't able to find the court. And Coach Henri Millet is gonna try and get some new blood in there. So we're gonna see Tom Blizzard now in the game. Like I said, I think last year he was a Seawolf. So this is a fun game for him. Wow, what a swing! Handled well by the Seawolves though. Sievker putting some English on that one. Nice pop there. It's not nearly as easy as you'd think in the volleyball game to have a ball trickle a foot over the net and then pop it straight up in a way where the setter can run to get underneath it, but it's still in that 2.5 position where he has all of his setters available to him. It's little things like that can be the difference in winning a point and losing a point, and handled well by the Seawolves there. That's a nice push. See, I'll tell you what, that push had some spin on it, but like I said, there is like a level of spin that is just the nature of the beast with volleyball, and I don't think there'd been anyone that would have called that a double touch. So it's funny, to some extent, you want your refs to call a game consistently, and if they're letting a certain amount of spin go, it's almost okay as long as they let it go all the time, and like you can start to build an understanding and play around it. I guess it's just been a little bit more interesting, too. Like I said, it's more glaring when these contacts come from a lib. Where's my booth partner? Yeah, you know what? I've been the only person that's willing to step up to do these games all year. So I've been solo commenting, but I hope those at home like it and are getting a better understanding of what's going on out there because of it. Really nice swing on an off ball there from Kearney Stoughton. And he gets back up, too, and it's the block. Wow. That one was a dead to rights, like 7 and 11. Kearney Stoughton and Willis knew that was going to the outside. Both had the chance to kind of set themselves up and jump at the right time, and Romanchuk just went clean over top of them. So back now to serve for the Tommies. Number 11. That's Brewster. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, that was Brewster, yeah. I don't think I noticed Brewster come in. I don't think that we called his name last game, so that could have been someone that we've seen come in now. And yeah, you know what? I think it is. I think we've seen Brewster so far this third set instead of Tratch. I apologize to the fans for not doing a better job of noticing that earlier. Back now to serve is Willis. He got a serving sub last time, but Dino Karatsios giving him a chance. Yeah, you hate to talk about a commentator's curse, but while I was explaining that I think that he could have been doing a better job to this point serving, he puts another one into the net. He's obviously disappointed with himself, and that'll be something that he'll be working on in practice this week. But, 0 for 3 for him so far. Nice pass there by Gauthier. And Fields just kind of slaps at it, but able to put the pressure on. Bang. Ooh, that's out. Oh, no. I don't know. Head coach Henry, he lets him know. Sorry, I shouldn't say Henry. Head coach Henri Millet, he called that out. He saw it out just like I did, and he pointed at the line judge and said, hey, like that one, you missed one. I was talking to one of the refs before the game, and it was actually interesting to hear them say that the reffing, the governance board and those that kind of talk about and issue the refs and I should say I don't know the term for it, but the governing body for the refs understand that you're going to miss calls, and there's like a level of missed calls that they kind of expect from each position. The up ref is supposed to miss 0.5 out of 10 calls, and the down ref who's managing the net and things like that, there's a little bit more lenience because it isn't easy. It happens so fast, and you kind of have to pick which side you want to watch on. They're at 8.5 out of 10 they're supposed to make. So it's funny to see head coach Millet look at the ref and basically say, hey, that was your one. That one's long, no doubt about that. You could have fit a guitar in between that one. So Seawolves now up 2. Seawolves up 2. Back now to serve. Finn Kearney Stoughton. Finn Kearney Stoughton, one of the he's been a starter here. He's been here for 3 years, and I think he started every year. He's a 6'1" outside hitter from Kentville, Nova Scotia. So shout out to Kentville, Nova Scotia for lending us one of your best. Spin serve coming. Wow. That's a bomb. When that ball left his hand, I was certain that one wasn't gonna make it over the tape. It was just the angle of attack and the way that spin serves happen. You know, for it to have top spin and have that angle of attack, it needs to be hit so hard to be above the tape by the time it passes it. But you know, credit to Finn Kearney-Stoughton there because it was that, and he put the pressure on that one. I don't think that the people in the stands could have got a second touch on that one. So what was a pretty good lead for the Tommies there in the middle is now a 3-point lead for the Seawolves here at their first home game, having won the first set. You know, this is a really, really good position to be in. They have to obviously ride this one out if they want to win. Like I've said it before, like any of these 3, even 4-point leads until you kind of get to that 20s area is so easy to quickly erase. That you can't look at it like you're way up right now. You really still need to put your foot on the gas per se. But in a good position, and if Kearney-Stoughton keeps serving like that, then I think things should be good. Oh, just trickles over. Man. Such a beautiful approach there by Romanchuk. I'm surprised. And you know what? Hey, if you're going to be a high volume swinger and a killer for a team, you need to make sure that when you hit them out the back, you're instantly on to the next one. And you can tell by Romanchuk's language that he's not going to let that one bother him. He looked at his team and said, "Yo, that's fine." And that was one of those swings where going into it and like the way he approached it and the timing of it, it really looked like he was going to. Like that one was going to be a bomb. I'm surprised it didn't land in, but good attitude in the fact that it didn't. Go TA. I don't know. We haven't said his name so much here in the second set as we did the first set, but by the same merit, I don't know how many times that he's hit the ball today where it hasn't resulted in a point for the Seawolves. I'd be interested to see what his hitting percentage is as this game moves on. He's been a winner for them. Kearney-Stoughton to serve again. Bang. Hits the tape again. Touched by McClellan, so setter's out. That's a double. Yep. Can't do that. Really, we got. I should have mentioned we had some substitutions here happen on the St. Thomas side. New to the game now, we have number 7. That's Tim. Oh, jeepers. Juvonen? If I'm pronouncing that wrong or if somebody knows, please let me know in the comments. And then we also had, I'm trying to see here. We also had number 16 come in. That's Jacob Chazon, first year outside from Bathurst, New Brunswick. Maybe a little bit of a commentator's curse on that one from Gauthier. He had a pretty open hit and unfortunately isn't able to put enough topspin on it to drop it in and lands that one out the back. I think from a viewer's point of view, you really like those hits that go straight down and drop, with inside the attack line. And the angle of attack is really pretty. But the most effective shots in volleyball are those high, hard-driven ones that land, within a MacBook of the end of the court. And that's what we've seen a lot from Gauthier today. Credit on that last point. Credit to Siefker for going off the 1 foot there and still getting a nice high hard swing on that one, but great block by the Tommies, who have brought this down to just a 2-point game. Oof. And a great serve by Kevin Douglas. Catches Gauthier up in the up in the little chicken wing area. One of those you don't really know if you can volley it, and bumping it's tough. Skates off his platform and out the back. So an ace for the Tommies, another point for the Tommies, and now just a 1-point game here as we round the final corner into the 20s. Oof, man. Doing a really, really good job on the tunes today here in the gym. Got some Hall & Oates going. I would imagine that this is one of those, just take a second here, build your composure. Timeouts for the Wolves as they still have this 1-point lead. I think from my experience in timeouts like this, usually you're saying, okay, who do we have at the net? Who do they have at the net? Where's our best matchup? And if we get ourselves a 3-ball, where do we want to go with it? Just make sure that everybody's on the same page. Maybe you drop a play, but for the most part, you can probably just run your standard offense as long as the pass is there. At the net right now, we have Fielch, Gauthier, and it looks like McClellan is at the net. So I would imagine if we get a good ball, maybe a tempo set to Gauthier. Gauthier. Passed well, but it's pulled out. Yeah, he's just going to have to tip from Gauthier. Handled well by the Tommies. We're going to get some offense here. Like, that could be a double. Really nice swing by Hamilton, though. Squeezes it right inside the block. I mean, if you're Fields, you were in position, but you gotta perch. You gotta use those abs. You gotta close out the space between the net and your arms. It's tough. It really is a hard line to walk because you can't touch the net, but you really do want to get as close to it as you can. But credit to the Tommies now. Even game. Another good serve. Gauthier with a great swing. That's hard to deal with. I mean, they knew where that set was going, and the Tommies got bodies on it, and Gauthier just erased them. So back now to serve is Fielch. He's had himself a nice game so far, especially being first-year player, your first home game ever for the team. Wow. Nice set there. A really nice body movement. It's not easy to like, you want your sets to follow your chest and to follow your feet, so it's not easy to get up in the air and then make that change while keeping it clean and not lifting the ball as number 7 did there, Junevan. But credit to him. It was a great touch. This is probably who you want serving if you're the Tommies. They've been doing that 6-2 sub where they substitute out their setter and their – oh, what a great pass. Run the offense, yeah. Run the offense. That's beautiful volleyball, man. Beautiful serve, beautiful pass, great set, great decision, great swing. 21-20 game. That's what it's about. That's why we're in the gym today. As I was saying, they do that 6-2 sub on the Tommies where they sub out their right side and their setter when they get to the front court and back court to always ensure that they have 3 attackers and 3 blockers in the front court. But it's funny because, Fassé has just played such a good game. It's almost a sin to have to take him out of the game. But being that, not to harp on height too much, being that he's, only listed here as 5'10", it definitely puts the Tommies in a more advantageous position to put someone else up there when they're becoming front court. Nice touch there by Blizzard to stop the Gauthier's swing and tip it back over. Oof. JFM handles the down ball well. Woo! And Sievker puts it away. Man, this is really, really competitive volleyball down the stretch here. Both teams putting together some awesome rallies. Who do we got in the net here? We got Blizzard, we got Romanchuk, and we got 11. Sorry, that's Mason Brewster. I think they get a good pass here. This is probably a Romanchuk situation. Oh, goes at Blizzard. Out. Now, to some extent, Fassé gets pulled over there, and he's probably just taking the set that makes the most sense, getting it to the pin. Oh, here we go. Juvenin. Okay, thank you so much. Won't mess it up again. Juvenin all the way from Manitoba, too. Man, they know how to pick them here of the Tommies. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They got 14 people on the team, and they got 4 people from New Brunswick. I mean, they almost have just as many people from Manitoba and Saskatchewan. So, a smorgasbord of locations for the recruits on this team, and credit to Henry sorry, I'm so bad at that. Credit to Henri Mellet. If you're good, he'll find you. Tommy's out of that timeout quick. head coach Millay probably had, 1 or 2 points that he wanted to say and just said, hey, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen from you guys. It's got to happen from you. Get back out there and, get us a good pass to start, and, the rest will come. Serving now is Gauthier. Just a float server. I was saying it in the last broadcast, but in this situation, especially when it's this close and there's so few points left in the game, just putting it in is a lot more important, I would say, than putting too much pressure on. But by the same merit, when you give them a good opportunity for a pass and they can run their offense, things like that happen. And a great swing there by Brewster. Puts her straight down and brings that lead just to 1. Now back to serve to give his team a chance. Jim's getting loud. Oh, that's a cardinal. I mean, there's no other better way to describe it. It's a cardinal sin. That has to go in. And you can see Brewster beating himself up about it. Obviously, he's not happy about it. Nobody tries to miss serves. It's so funny. It's kind of like a free throw, and that it's a controlled skill, and it's something that you reckon should be a little bit more consistent than it is at some of the higher levels of volleyball, but it's not easy. It really isn't. Oh, nice swing there by Blizzard to use the other team as a tool. The Seawolves in position and had some high hands there for him, but he's able to put that off the outside of those hands and take the point. I think the coaching point there, if you're Dino Karatsios, is you want to get that outside arm turned back into the court to try and avoid that being possible. But as it stands, Roman Chuck to serve. Okay, wow, lots to like about that. Really good job by McClellan realizing that the option that he probably wanted to go to. Wow, great job by these Tommies, man. So, yeah, great job by McClellan realizing the option he probably wanted to go to, his outside left swinger. Kenry Staunton was down on the ground having fielded that pass, so puts his hands on it and fires one all the way to the other side. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, so Siefker has to just kind of get oh, that's a great pass. Let's run some offense. Yeah. Wow, man. I mean, credit to the Seawolves, right? The Tommies battled back, tied the game up, put an awesome serve in, and it could be easy to kind of feel the pressure of that moment, and instead a dime from your libero into a great set from your setter to your outside hitter. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Cardinal. That's a cardinal. Can't be missing serves there. Those have to go in. I'll tell you what, if you put a heavy, hard serve in, it may put pressure on that defense, but if you miss it, there's nothing your team can do. You don't want to pile on these guys. These situations are tough, and like I just said, it's not easy to make them, but you got to do what you can. Man, those. Oh, it stayed clean. Oh, that's all right. Wow. Okay, this is some volleyball. The fact that we haven't touched the net yet is just miraculous. Dude, okay. So much to like about that. About 15 touches in the course of 10 seconds, and I couldn't even really tell you all the things that were cool about that. Really well done by both teams. The libero Fredrickson on STU, probably one of the highlights of that play, was all over the place, giving his team a chance. I really like what UNBSJ is doing with those tempo sets to the outside. It's making it tough for the middle to get out to those powers, and it's putting their powers on an island. That one, oh my goodness, the fact that they're staying off the roof. Roman Choke with a great deep swing. This one's just going to go over. Well, two people kind of fight for that one. Better two than none. Wow, what a block! Hamilton gets back. They're blocked again! 3. Oh, my God. Wow. Dude, that's how we've ended both sets. Is McClellan putting the other outside hitter in a phone booth, man. I tell you what, the body language from Hamilton's good. He's not, you can see that he's not going to let that, spoil the rest of his game, right? It's not over. These games have been so close. I think it's been 27-25 both games. Like, these have been so close. The amount of, I don't know, the amount of stoicism, I guess, we've seen from the Seawolves to hang in these situations, especially when in those late stretches, the Tommies have gone on runs to tie it up and gone on runs to pull away a little. Just unbelievable play at the net by McClellan. I mean, what a weapon to be able to have someone with such good decision-making in hands also be able to turn around and, take away the best hitter on the other team. Really, really impressive stuff. And if you're head coach Gino Karatsios, you have to be fired up about how these first 2 sets have gone. Let's take a second here. We're all over the poor Hamilton. This is so sad. Wow. Yeah, this has been awesome. Great first 2 sets. This is what you want out of a bit of a rivalry matchup. And to be fair, having been a player that played in these, I think that in the last decade, it hasn't been a 50-50 matchup. I think that St. Thomas is hovering probably closer to 65. There have been some years when the Tommies, where the Seawolves were better, but for the most part, it has been a fairly favored matchup on the Tommies side. So for the first home game of the year, and for a lot of some of these Seawolves' first home game ever, hard to feel better about how these first 2 have gone, and hard to feel better about where your captain McClellan is right now. I mean, there was a lot, like I said, made about how much work he put in the offseason, getting bigger, getting stronger, getting jumping a little better, and I mean, for that to be how it's displayed first so far, you have to be fired up. If you're the Tommies, I think head coach Henri Mellet is probably just saying, hey, we are right there. We're a coin flip away on a couple of points, a couple of missed serves from these games having been 27-25 for them, right? You're down 2-0, but you're only down 4 points total in the total points scored. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to go too deep into the well and change the bodies that you have out there. I think you can do what you've been doing. Keep playing good. Maybe make a handful of more serves. And I think, they're right there. What? Oh, got a comment? Is Oscar on? Okay, I think Oscar's the libero on the STU side. So he's been listed as an alternative starter as well. And when they list 2 liberos, usually it's because they'll have one as a serve receive libero and one as more of a defensive libero when the other team is serving. But I'm not sure that we've seen much of Oscar so far. I believe they're referring to Oscar Luke, the first-year libero out of Vancouver, man, from all over the place. Fields to serve. Good pass there by Kearney Snowton. Oh, what a set by McClellan. But what a set by Fissé. I mean, I think to some extent he probably could have got it a little higher, but I think just the body language of him not even moving his feet and just going straight hands to pop that behind him and how it came out with such little spin was impressive. But first point there goes to the Seawolves as Romanchuk isn't able to find the court. Bang. Oh, wow. That's a really, really nice touch by Fields. It's not an easy play, especially considering, Fields plays 5, maybe 4 points of defense every game, which is the nature of the way the middle position works. So, he gets good wood on a really tough swing. Unfortunately, it just ends up in a place where no one else can get a second touch. So back now to service, Fissé. That's a tough serve, man. It really is. Great use by Gautier there. Oh, wow, back to him. Oh, the changeup. The knuckler, yeah. Gautier with a smile on his face. I don't think that's exactly how he wanted it to go, either, but, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. McClellan now back to serve. Nice float from him. Handled well by Erickson. Fred Erickson, sorry. Frederickson. If someone knows, let me know. I really like his command of the backcourt. You know, a mark of a good libero is the way that he gets other players out of the way to kind of like field those and get other people in their positions, and I think he's done an awesome job of that. Wow. Oh, there's net. Yeah, you gotta. I don't know what happened there. It looked like by the body language, it looked like maybe Willis might have caught like an elbow in the back of the head or something from Gauthier there. He looked like he was a little shooken up by it, but on the net all the same, and that point's going to go to the Seawolves. Damn. That point's you know, obviously the impressive part to see there is Gauthier for the viewers, but I'm really impressed with the way that McClellan is facilitating this offense. He's keeping me guessing up in the booth, which means it certainly can't be easy there on the court too, when you're trying to have to be like in the situation dealing with it. Wow. Yeah, that's a great play. Great job by Blizzard there, but also like Blizzard's success there to some extent is a function of the success of the middle and the pass and the set. He had a solo block, and even then, I think maybe he might not have even had the solo block. I think the UNBSJ was keying on the middle there because of how good the pass was, and Blizzard gets to just swing away. Wow. Oh, it's up! A really nice use by Kearney Stalton for a set that was a little off the net and looked like to be a clean winner, but Fise gets himself a hand on it. I don't think the rest of the Tommy's team was kind of prepared for that. And Seawolves take the point. So now 4-3. Back to serve is Cam Willis. A little bit of a change-up pace on that one, just getting it in. And I like that. Oh, my gosh. That's a block. I mean, there's blocks and then there's blocks. That's a ball that just gets deleted. Instant transmission. It hit his hands and then instantly was on the ground. I was saying I like that from Willis. You know, I hope it wasn't just a function of a bad toss. I'd like to see him maybe take a little bit off of these serves and make the next 2 or 3. Oh, just sickening if you're Stu, right? Nobody means to do it. It's probably one of my least favorite aspects of this game. In tennis, they just redo the point. Nobody means to do it. But two serves in a row where Willis is able to put it in, so a nice little momentum from him here. Great pass. Bang. Facial. Headshot. I mean, that's tough, right? When you get a pass like that, every option is available as the setter, and, you know, nobody can cheat. You aren't. Yeah, I can see that Cam Willis is tapping the back of his head. Yeah, so he just signaled that he did catch an elbow to the back of the head. And Gauthier just caught one right in the face, too, so these Seawolves getting beat up a little bit, but still up 2. Wow, what a serve! Romanchuk 6'4". He has some long arms out there, too. He catches that ball so high. That was going straight down the whole time. That's a foot fault. Wow, yeah, well done. Sometimes when you know in the heat of the game, it can be something that head coach Jen Brown giving the lines a little bit of trouble there. Nick Fraser, hey, keep your head on. But it can be hard to kind of make sure to always pay attention to that. But clear foot fault and a great job by Jen Brown to call it. That one's long. Back on the serve is Blizzard. Ooh, that's a great serve. It's funny, like, you know, especially if you don't watch a whole lot of volleyball. Fise, man. Chef's kiss on that one. To turn what was a really bad pass into a point for his team. It can be really tough to understand why a float serve is so tough, but it is just, I tell you what, it strikes fear into a defense, a good float server, and Blizzard put a really good one out there. You can think you have the ball dead to rights, and it just does that little shift, and all of a sudden you're just caught with your pants down. The problem is, and the reason it's such a funny serve, we'll say, is that if it has any bit of spin on it, that movement that you want out of it basically doesn't exist. And it becomes basically almost a free ball. And, that's just kind of the nature of the beast with it. But, man, when it's good, it's great. A couple nice serves now from Blizzard, and Tommy's now back on top 8-7. Pass handled well. Middle, yep. Roof. Hamilton with a big old swing on that one. Heavy swing. JFM, right in position, gets, his full platform on it, and there's not much he could have even done to take enough power off it where it doesn't hit the roof. Ooh. Yeah, that's what we talk about when it comes to, that float serve, right? Kearney Staunton, one of the better passers in the team, and, if you didn't know, it would look like he didn't even know that ball was coming at him. So that's kind of the benefit that you reap when you have yourself a great float server like Blizzard's doing right now. That extends the lead to 3 points, and head coach Dino Corazio says, you know what, let's take a little break. Oh, Gauthier, okay. Appreciate you. I'll get that right. I'll never get it wrong again. Yeah, so a timeout here called by head coach Corazios. Be interested to hear what he's seeing out there. This could just be a momentum timeout, but he could also be saying, there's some certain things we'd like to be looking at here. Maybe some matchups that he wants McClellan, the setter, to focus on if they get a good pass. Could also just be where they want to set themselves up on the pass. On the serve reception. You don't always want to be changing and flipping around on a per server basis, but from what we've seen so far from Blizzard, his serves are tending to that right side of the court. So it could be, too, that, maybe we'll see them move a little bit more forward. Right side of the court if you're looking from the St. Tommy's point of view. So maybe from the point of view of the Seawolves, they want to, maybe shift a little left. But it looks like they're in just the normal positions, and could just be that he wanted his team to catch a little breather. Comes out with a lot of spin, but as we talked about earlier, that first contact, they let them. Kearney Staunton does a great job of dealing with a set that was a little off the net, real high and hard, and it has that top spin where, maybe it's, driven pretty flat based on where he was able to contact it, but he'll rely on that top spin to bring it in down in the back of the court. So now Kearney Staunton back to serve. Nope. The old spinner side. Kearney Staunton waves by at that one. He's not too beat up about it. But all the same, the Tommy's now up 3 points and back now to serve is Brewster. Brewster, he came on for Trach after the first set, and I think he's played really well. Oof, what a block. Oh, I don't know from Blizzard if you try and touch that ball. It was really close. It could have maybe he saw a touch on the block. And again, you never want to wish the ball out, but I thought that was going long. A good job by the Tommies there to get a block on Gauthier, I think. They haven't been able to do so a lot this game. Nice push. Bang. Yeah, that's volleyball. Right? Your libero steps up, takes a serve receive, drops a dime to a setter. Setter has all their options open, feeds the beast on the outside, and Hamilton puts it away. Extending that lead back to 3 points. Tommies have been there all game. They've been around all game. They've had leads every game. They've only lost by 4 points through 2 sets. They can't do much. Wow. You can't do much better than they've been doing, despite the fact that they're down 2-0. And all it takes would be a couple of momentum swings here for them to be right back in it. Gauthier. Sorry, I told you I'd get it right, and I will. Another one with those, maybe a little bit better to be lucky than good. He's so high up in the air that when he whiffs, it's still not really in any concern for a block. In. Nice. Tommy's got to be fired up about that. The first 2 sets, there wasn't much they could do to stop Gauthier. And the last 2 or 3 swings from him, other than the one where he kind of accidentally tipped it over, they've done a good job of sending him back. That's tight. You just got to get it over. Let's see what Fise does here. Just kind of has to throw it out to Blizzard. It's not really on time, per se. Fise goes back. Romanchuk. Bang. And here come the Tommies, man. extending that lead to 4, and Hamilton back to serve. Hamilton now, unfortunately, goes to the back of the net, but I think, yeah, so Hamilton had been the one, I think, that had been doing a really good job of blocking up that net on Gauthier, or Gauthier. Jeepers Murphy, I got to get that right. So, it's a shame to see him leave the front of the net, but Gauthier, by the same merit, now in the backcourt too, so float serve coming. Ooh. And that's a tough one. I mean, if you want to start fielding the comeback, at the very least, you got to get your serves in. So serving now is Kay Douglas from Surrey, BC. Oof. Interesting toss. Threw that, that's straight up ahead of him. He didn't really give himself a chance to chase it underneath him. Head coach Karatsios, despite having, probably his best serving outing last time he was out there, doesn't want to risk it, so he's going to put Tucker in to serve for Willis in this rotation. When Tucker came in last time, he hit both of them, was a good option for them, and you can see why. Oh, that'll be tight. Not only is it out, but I think Romanchuk trying his best to go and get that one, touch the net too, and credit that point to Tucker. Just put the pressure on with a good serve and put the Tommies in a position where they weren't really able to do much with it. Yeah, that's an awesome serve from Tucker. It really is. But a great job by the Tommies there to be able to run their offense. We talk about middles being the person that you pretty much only get to set when the pass is perfect. But one of the things you look for in a really, really good setter is their ability to maybe make those sets happen when the pass isn't perfect. And credit to Fassé there, who gets that done. Great push there by Blizzard. Back to him. And kind of, I think Sievker doesn't get the fat of the ball, kind of hits the bottom of it there and isn't able to drop it in the court. After what was a good swing, they got blocked too. So that lead back now up to 4 for the Tommies. I think that's the largest lead they've had maybe in the game. Maybe they got it up to 5. Oof. That was a heavy swing, and it's just a little bit more topspin, and it probably does drop in there. Unfortunately, that one's going to go long for Romanchuk. And, despite the fact that I think the Tommies have been in the driver's seat all game, both in the score and to some extent in the quality of play, the Seawolves are still right there. That doesn't help, though. Comebacks don't start that way. Back now to serve is Blizzard. Blizzard, the last couple of serves, it seems, has been favoring that right sideline. We'll see if we'll go back to, Kearney Staunton in that area. Nope. Wow, what a use by Kearney Staunton. Wow, what a push. Oh, my gosh. Volleyball. Lots to love. Really, really, really lots to love on that play. Great job by Kearney Staunton to get such an awesome swing on, what was kind of a tough set for McClellan. And then such a nice high, hard swing for Fassé to get his feet in position and push that ball out to the pin where Hamilton gets to put, what I would say is, right in his wheelhouse type swing on it and then just get shut down by McClellan. I mean, his blocking has been, for how well he's done everything else today, for him to block as well as he has been superb. And honestly is such an advantage where if you can trust your setter to block like that, you don't need to do all the funny business with the 6-2 that we'll see some teams do when they're trying to hold on to a lead late, where they don't want to risk not having, a big athletic person at the net to block and to hit. If you can trust your setter to go and block their best hitters and their powers, I mean, it's just such an advantage. Oh, you slightly gotta do better than that. Wow! Wow. I mean, it's not easy, you know. To his credit, Fields is a middle, and it's not exactly in the job description to be able to try and throw free balls right to 2.5 so that you know the setter can go and do what he wants. Even though that is the expectation, free balls need to go to 2.5. There isn't any wiggle room for it. Shout out to McClellan to be able to close the gap on that ball, pulled so far away, still pop up an awesome ball to Willis, and Willis to kind of open his shoulders a little bit like that, adjust, and drop the bomb like he did. So, you know, the lead is still in the Tommies' hands. They still got 2 points, but like I said, momentum is a hell of a thing in volleyball, and I think this is a good timeout from head coach Henri Mellet, just hopefully to weather the storm and not let the Seawolves get too hot and rattle off a couple more points and you know, kind of erase that lead that you've had all game. Back to serve now is Fielch. Ooh, handled well by Frederickson. That one just goes long for Gautier. Gautier, gosh. Yeah, just not enough topspin on that one to bring it down. So back now to serve is Fizet with this 3-point lead. This is definitely the guy they want serving right now. Whew. Wow, but what a pass from Finn Kearney Staunton. Oh, that was great. That's such a volleyball reaction. Romanchuk acting like he's been there before. Not even surprised himself. He's on an island there against Gautier. Like, I don't think the middle was able to get out there. It's not an easy job at all. And puts the roof over him and acts like it was nothing. Dude. Fizet, man. Fired up about it, too. Now a 5-point lead, and you know, if you're the Seawolves, it's got to happen now. You know, you're down 5, and you only got 3 mistakes left in the tank, and you know, those are, and I'm talking mistakes, right? Like if you double touch a ball, if you miss a serve, if you touch the net 3 times in the next 10 plays or so, you're going to lose the game. And then they're serving like they are and blocking like they are, the Tommies, I mean. Seawolves are facing an uphill battle. And credit to the Tommies, too, right? You know, you went down 2-0 in some hard-fought games. It can be easy to get into that woe is me mode and think, maybe this isn't our spot. But great job by Henri Mellet, keeping his guys competitive, keeping his guys in it. And credit to the guys on the floor, too. Lots of those guys, specifically the captains, I think Hamilton and Fizet, have been spark plugs. When they're making good plays, they're letting their guys know about it. And, when maybe things weren't going their way, they're doing a good job as well, too, of keeping everybody up. I said it, actually, after the last game when Hamilton got blocked back-to-back by McClellan to lose the game. I mean, just saying that sentence is pretty deflating, and I don't think that it, just from a body language point of view, it looked like it didn't faze Hamilton in the slightest, and he's come back and had himself an awesome set. Whew. That one's just going to have to go over. Ooh. Lots of questionable stuff there, but we're back. We're playing volleyball again. Handled well by the Tommies. Fizet running everywhere. Put his team in position. Great job. Really, really great job by Gautier to Gautier. Oh, my goodness. I mean. In. That was close. I mean, to some extent, it looked like Jen Brown had that call made as soon as the ball was hit. Like it looked like she knew that one as soon as she saw it hit the ground. But it looked like some of the Tommies players weren't exactly in agreement. Oh. Romanchuk just puts a little bit too much air under that one. The boys come into the huddle, and you know what? I'll tell you what I like to see. I like to see Fizet there. Oh, timeout by the Tommies. This is a weather the storm timeout. And I get it. You know, you absolutely don't want to let those 2 points become bigger than they are. But by the same merit, it communicates something to the Seawolves when you call that timeout. You know, at the very least, it's saying that, hey, you know, you're taking seriously, you know, the situation that they're in. When you're up 5 and only have 3 points to go, it can be easy to say, you know, we kind of slightly have this one in the bag. But by the same merit, now you're, you know, now only have 3 with 3 to go, and you call this timeout. It's easy for the Seawolves to say, hey, boys, you know, we're right in it where, you know, 2 points ago it might have felt like maybe like a mountain that they had to climb. What I was saying was, though, that despite those points there for the Seawolves, I really liked how Fizet, when they were getting into the huddle, you know, his head was up, and not only that, but it was eye contact going on with the guys around him. You know, looking to your leaders, looking to the people that are wearing the C's, just saying, hey, you guys, we are right here. This is still our game. Veteran stuff. Veteran stuff from Fizet. Raphael. What an awesome name. Raphael Fizet. All right. McClellan now to serve. Probably one of the people on the team they'd like to have serving. Now that his serve is incredibly difficult, but he's been a very consistent server. But handled well by the Tommies. Bang. How's that out of a timeout? You got to love that if you're head coach Henri Melet. Pass, set, swing. I mean, that's volleyball. Hamilton now to serve. Nice serve, man. Great push by McClellan. This is some volleyball. That ball's up. Net. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I think for Siefker, he was pulled pretty far off the net and had to almost jump to block that jumping forward, which it's a bit of a recipe for disaster. I've been there before. You don't want to be the guy that doesn't jump and leaves you blockless. So you jump anyway, even though you kind of know there's almost no way I can stay off the net on this one. That's a double. What? Oh, maybe it's a makeup call for some of the Frederickson touches in the first set, but like it would probably be the first touch I would say so far today from McClellan that you know, wasn't clean, but I don't know if you could argue in any way that was clean. But despite it, the refs letting them play. Ball don't lie. I mean, the ball just doesn't lie, does it? Yeah, I think they probably should have lost on the last point. Instead, that one goes out the back from Gauthier. And the Tommies now take that. So now it's 2-1. Something I like. There's a little look there from McClellan to the ref about maybe even he thought that was the double touch. Something I like there is as soon as the set's over, it can be easy to just get on your horse and walk over to the other side. The captain of the Seawolves, McClellan, doesn't let anybody leave. He takes them into the huddle first and shares some words with them about, you know, maybe what he thought or what he thinks will be coming up here in this next set. Just make sure that, you know, the guys around them aren't hanging their heads over just one set. You know, you're still up 2-1. You're still in a good position. I want to remind everybody in the gym that at 11 a.m., 11 minutes in, you're supposed to take your poppies off. I do love seeing everybody rocking their poppies, but you're also supposed to take them off as soon as Remembrance Day's over. Seeing lots of them around. I think there's probably some sponsors I got to thank. Follow the people. Oh, once again, the Seawolves would like to take this opportunity to thank their 2023-2024 season partners. The UNB Associated Alumni, One Team Sports Group, Chartwell's UNB St. John, ACAA TV, powered by Sports Canada TV, Domino's Pizza, UNB St. John students get 40% off. I cannot stress how important that is. If you're living on res, get yourself a pizza. Mix in a pizza here and there. Get yourself 2 mediums, you know, under $30. No brainer. Also, Beer Bread Pizza. If you've never been, it's amazing. Amazing spot uptown. The vibes are good. It's open late. They got good food, good. If you're not of age, they have good water. They got great beer and great cocktails. And UNB Residence Life. Those are our 2023-2024 season partners. First set, for those that are just tuning in, first set, UNB takes it 27-25. Second set, broken record, UNB takes it 27-25. Third set, you just witnessed the conclusion of it. Tommies get on the board with a 25-20 set win. It's funny, you know, the The Seawolves are up 2-1, but total points scored, Tommies are actually beating them by 1. It's just the nature of the beast with games where you play these sets. I think it kind of just shows how close this game's been. Serving now is Fizet. Dude. Great push. Blocked. Yeah, so I've said it a couple of times. I think McClellan has done an awesome job all game when he's pulled back like that, muscling that out to the corner and on tempo so that he can still run their offense to the pin. I think that one was pulled in a little bit more than he would have liked, and because of that, Tommies were able to kind of catch Gauthier dead to rights and send him back. So good start. Good start for the Tommies. Damn. Handled well, though. Wow. Great high, hard swing there by Gauthier. Gautier's 6'3". You know, being taller than most makes it easier, I should say, to get those kind of tricky high, deep swings going. Woo! And the flex from the rookie as he takes it all in. Look at him. He's excited about it. You'd love to see that from Siefker. He turns around as soon as he got that piece. He knew he got it. Turns around and gave a big flex to the rest of his team. That's the energy you need right now. I was going to make a point of saying it's funny how often we see Fizet stay on the ground for these sets. I mean, wow. Right on cue. That's a beautiful set where obviously he jumps and twists in the air and still stays clean. But by the same merit, there are times when it's at that 2.5 position, and he just stays planted on the ground. And I guess whatever works for you. You don't really need to jump, but I think jumping can kind of make it a little easier to make all those sets available to you. Like there, just stays right on the ground. And again, it was an unreal set, and Romanchuk, sends it to the dirt. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's an interesting thing, and I think. Comparatively, if you watch the Seawolves, you'll almost never see McClellan stay on the ground for a set. Even that little hop. It's like such a standard, what you'd expect to see at this level. Now, like I said, to be fair, there isn't any one right way to do things. You don't need to jump if you think that you can make those those sets accessible to you from a standing position. No reason to do it any one way, but it's something that you don't see a whole lot for sure. Blizzard squeezed it through, but handled well by McClellan. Wow, what a push. Wow, unfortunate. What was a really, really nice rally. Unfortunately, Siefker is on the net there. Paul Scott finds it. Siefker going through the motions, trying to find out where he went wrong. I think a good thing for him would be he's doing a lot of arm swinging to try and get up there. It would be probably helpful for him to try and over-exaggerate how much he turns his outside foot in to drive him back inside. Nice pass by Gauthier. That's touched. Yo, that's touched. That's crazy. I mean, that to some extent, that's Paula Scott's call. And that's why Jen is bringing it over. Jen Brown is bringing over Paula now. I'll just see if I can do any lip reading for you here. It looks like. Oh, wow. I will say, to some extent, credit to Fizet here because there's no doubt in my mind he knows that was touched. And I know that the middle that touched it probably knows it as well. But when it doesn't get called and the down ref walks over and changes the call, it is good for him to come over and say, how can you do that? At the very least so that, they're not allowing that to happen just because of public opinion. You're in the St. John gym going forward. Number 11 on the Tommies there, Brewster fired up about that one. Gets a really huge piece of the block on that one, and I think he was probably the person that they had called the touch on prior. So that's a nice redemption point for him. They're just getting the score right now there. Score table never adjusted after they switched the point, but the score is 5-4 for the Seawolves. Back now to serve. Romanchuk. Just trickles over. Nope. Oh! Man, Siefker is just a ball of energy, dude. He's fired up about it, and rightfully so. You're in a good game here with a good team. That one was hard driven out of the middle from Fields. I don't know if it was going to go in, to be honest with you. Look how casual this serve is, by the way. Just kind of walks into it. Yep, yeah, I'll just serve it, whatever. Ooh. Ooh. I think Fizet, when he took off, I think his intention was to put that ball over. And then I think, that setter brain, it's funny, you always kind of want to try and be as tricky as you can be. I think last minute he decided he was going to try and run his offense, but I think he might have tricked the rest of his team as well. It's tough. Dude. I'm telling you guys at home, watch number 12 on the Seawolves. He is so, what's a good word for it? He's got a lot of energy. He's so animated in the way that he moves and he celebrates. Bang, nice pass. Oh, I missed it, but wow, what a swing by Romanchuk, but it's up. That one's just got to go over. Nice clean touch. I thought that's one of those situations. Oh, wow, great play by Fizet. I missed the sub, but we got Melnick back in the game. Looks like head coach Henri Mellet, wants to see him over Blizzard right now. I think Blizzard had a couple of tough reps in a row. So, in a close game or a situation where you can't exactly afford to lose points, head coach Mellet just giving someone else on his team a look. Ooh, just out, and a great call there. You know what? Unfortunate there by Melnick, especially having come off the bench. But to some extent, that's the coming off the bench. That's the factor. It's kind of like when you miss your first drive on the first tee when you're golfing. You're just warming up. You're cold coming into it. It's not exactly the easiest position to be in. Ooh. But Kearney Staunton returns the favor. I should also say, earlier I mentioned that I think Henri Mellet made a comment to the line judge that, you missed one. I think actually now looking back on it, he was holding up that one finger just doing like an out symbol, and I think that's what he was trying to say. Oh, really nice touch. Really nice tip there by McClellan. That's one of those situations where it really benefits having a tall, athletic setter. He can get up there above where the block would be and just do such a tip with such little height that it just trickles over the block, where even though the Tommies did a good job of getting a body on the ball, they still weren't able to capitalize. Setter's out, so Kearney Staunton going to set Gauthier here. Dang, that's an awesome run. Really nice stuff there by Romanchuk and Fizet. Romanchuk's a problem, man. He's a really, really good swinger. That one's tight. Hamilton. What a heavy swing, man. Fizet now to serve in a one-point game. That's the guy you'd want serving if you were the Tommies. Oof. Slight commentator's curse. He hasn't missed one all day. I don't feel too bad about it. But Seawolves catch a break there. Back now to serve for the Seawolves is their setter. So the setter is going to trade serves here. McClellan to serve. Good push, but it's tight. Yeah, great block by Siefker. Wow! The double! Two quick ones. He's fired up about it. Look at his body language. He's hilarious. Good job by Melnick, just directing traffic there, getting boys out of the way. Yeah. You know, you always want to allow for your setter to get the second touch if you can, but if you're in position, you know, you trust your ability to get the ball out, and, you know, you're right there. What Melnick did is great. Just loud, hey, I got this, body language to show, hey, get out of the way, puts a great swing, set up there to Romanchuk, and Romanchuk takes out the trash. That's a double. That's a bomb! I probably shouldn't be saying that's a double as much as I am. I think, you know, it's instinctive. As long as I've played, you know, you see those and you call it out. The refs have been letting them play a lot, so maybe I need to just have a better understanding of where the standards are for this one. But a great swing by Romanchuk to take the point. Good job by Melnick to just get his hips around and get a swing on that one. Ooh. What a block. Kevin Douglas fired up about it. And we're dead even. 12-12. Back now serve is Hamilton. That's long. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I said it before, that's kind of one of the things that's an issue with a float serve is, one of the things that's nice about a float serve is you don't even really know where it's going to go at the end. But by the same merit, you don't really know what's going to happen. You can hit it the exact same way you hit the last serve, and the movement that it gets is movement long. And despite the fact that it's worked before, now this time you missed the serve by, 15, 20 feet out the back. Also, what a swing by Melnick. I mean, he drops that inside the attack line, coming towards us in the booth. That's a deadly swing. All right, so back to serve now is Douglas. At the net we have Seavker, we got Willis, and we got Kearney Snoughton. Good pass, all of his options available. Goes to Seavker. That's the antenna. Yep. Great call. Ooh. I think McClellan didn't believe it was the antenna. I think he thought it was the tape, and it just, via the nature of smashing the top of the tape as hard as it did, it moved the antenna. But from my perspective, it was an antenna hit, and seemed like all the refs in the area agreed. So good call there. And the Tommies, I believe their first lead of the game. Down ref just making sure that if he's having to go and correct where the antenna is, I think that's pretty indicative of where that last hit went. McClellan doing his duty as a good court captain, complaining about everything. That's an awesome serve, man. He hits that float serve at such a high point, it's going down the whole time. Fraser Monroe, he's played a great game, and that's kind of the mark of a good libero. If you're not having to talk about him too much, it usually means he's doing good stuff. He's played having played such a good game. I mean, it makes him look like he's completely in the wrong position there, despite the fact that. Good job by the Tommies. For them to be able to go out and get a triple block on that is great coaching and great discipline. But Kearney Snoughton, he's had a great game. I think the outside swingers for the Seawolves as a whole have had a really good game. They're going to be able to pose problems for the other teams in the conference all year. Tucker, man. Tucker has done a great job. Just a really, really great job coming in and being that serving sub that you need. No misses, and not only that, they hadn't just been lollipopping them over. They've been good serves. Coach Henri Mallet doing the 6-2 sub. when you have, a setter like Fizet, you probably don't want him having to be out there blocking the big powers on the other side. So he's going to do that 6-2 sub where he gets his bigger right side back in there. And unfortunately, it doesn't work out that time. I shouldn't say that to some extent. That wasn't the right side blocker coming in. It looked like that one was Melnick, who, since he's been put in for Blizzard, has been a difference maker. And I think you have to be happy if you're head coach Henri Mallet with his decision to do so. That's wow. Oh, okay. Whoa. Okay, so what they're doing here, number 5, Trach, for STU. All game we've seen him out of middle, because of course you have. He's 6'9". But with this 6'2", he's actually coming in as a right side. So you can see him, he's closest, and that means he's out there blocking the powers. Wow, the fact that wasn't a double, which it wasn't, is insane. Wow, Melnick! Melnick, look at him, he's fired up about it. Wow, great scrambling here by the Tommies. I love the decision to come in and put Trach as your right side blocker. Just such a big presence to oppose, the middles in the other team. Wow, what a set. That's long. That's long, and 4 points now, 4-point lead now for the Tommies coming down the stretch. And a timeout called, and all the momentum in the world on the side of the green right now. Oh. Yeah, I mean, 4 points, totally a number that you can, it's definitely not over. But you are kind of turning the corner into that 20-point stretch where the weight of mistakes and how little margin of error you have is definitely amplified. Some more good songs going. Whoever's DJing these timeouts is killing it. We got some ABBA going now. Oh, so good. I like that, man. The Tommies right out of that timeout in a flash, already on the court, ready for it. As they should be. They've been playing great. That timeout, wasn't their decision, and they're ready for it. They're ready. They're back out there and ready to play some more. So Melnick back now to serve. At the net, we have Trach, we have Brewster, and we have Hamilton. That's a good-looking front three right now. If you're the Tommies, you got to be happy with that. As for the Seawolves, they have front hands in McClellan. So if you're going to see a back set, it's going to be back court. That's long. Yeah. That's a coaching point. Cue that one up for head coach Gino Karatsios. Iced him. Kearney Stout now back to serve, meaning we got Gauthier back in the front court. Your options in the front court right now are Gauthier and Filch. Ooh, dang. So, I mean, that's when I say that a 4-point lead, at any point in a volleyball game, I don't mean it's not a lead, but it can change so fast. Miss serve, ace, now it's a 2-point lead. And if you can appreciate that a 4-point lead is barely a lead, a 2-point lead basically doesn't exist. Head coach Henri Mallet is going to go back to Blizzard there after, Melnick misses the serve and then gets ace. It's unfortunate because, Melnick had been playing good, but when you're in a situation like this, especially when you can't afford to lose this set as the Tommies, you got to make sure that you're rolling with the hot hand. A nice little change up there from Hamilton. He gives him a little celebration too, tapping his head. Got to be smarter than that, he's saying. Yeah, got to be smarter than that though, Brewster. Not exactly a cardinal sin. You need to be a little bit closer to that 25 for it to be fully categorized as a cardinal sin, I'll say. But, you really want to put those ones in and give your team a chance. Back in that service, Filch, and into the game comes Willis. Nice pass. And like, oh, that's a double. That's a double. That's crazy. The double-double. Hey. Credit to Trach there. I wanted to get to that point. You know, he's not. I could tell you that pretty much based on his height, he has played middle everywhere he's played volleyball in his whole career. So for him to be able to come in and still do such a good job in the right side blocking and putting those swings in, you know, it might seem easy because you're dealing with higher sets and such, but it's just a great job by him. Gauthier. Dropping the bomb. That's a bomb. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Drops it in front of the setter who's standing, you know, basically dead down the line, and Fizet doesn't even, like, basically doesn't get a hand on it. Great swing from Gauthier. That's awesome, man. That's volleyball. Wow! Oh! Fizet chapped. He just chased that down and saved it for his team just to watch them put it into the net. Obviously, you don't want to pile on too much on your guys. What do I want to say? Oh, when I for that point there from the Tommies, when I said that's volleyball, so beautiful. The middle running up and going for his swing. He's in the air and the ball's not set yet, and he almost just dutifully swings his arm like he would if the ball was there. And then last second, Fizet throws it up into his wheelhouse, and that almost pantomimed swing becomes a real swing and is actually a great swing into the defense. That just shows you, like, the middle position, man, the margins for error and how tough it is to make it really work. It's like fully a game of inches, a game of milliseconds, and it's why I've said for a while that, like, I feel like middles get this big, dumb, like, you know, like reputation, and I really think it's because their job is so dang hard. Great. Back now to serve McClellan. Blizzard steps in to take that one. Whoa, no touch? Crazy. I thought Hamilton was sending that one to the moon, man. For him to open up, too, and go down the line and miss on the outside of the line, like, it's pretty impressive how good his, I call it a kit, his ability to, like, hit to different places within the court is. Unfortunately, that one just isn't able to find it. Wow, man. And you see Seifer, I was saying earlier, his body language is contagious, man. He's jumping around, he's fired up. But to be fair, 5-6 points ago, this Seawolves team was down 4 or 5 points. Now to be up 1, coming around the corner, man, the pressure's on. This has been the story almost every game so far this game for both teams. You know, the leads have been 3 or 4 points at most, like dead even down the stretch. Momentum swings, timeouts. Like, this is what you want for a home opener. Head coach Henri Mallet calls the timeout just, I think, to let his team take a breather, because the momentum that was kind of coming the Seawolves' way at the moment was palpable. You know, they made that big play, and then they had the hit go out of bounds, and then they had a shank to take that 1-point lead now. And I think Coach Mallet just wanted a chance to let his boys get a breather, and also maybe put him in that position to have a coaching point with a missed serve here from McClellan. You know, you don't want to jinx anything. McClellan's been one of their more consistent servers, but it is one of the things you hope for when you call a timeout. Handled so well by Fredrickson. Oh! Really nice high, hard swing there by the Tommies to tie it up. 22-22. I feel like we've been here every set. I mean, I guess last set was 25-20, so we certainly weren't. But we have been tied down the stretch and been neck and neck all game. That's got to go outside, yep. Seifker! Dude. Oh, he's fired up about it. Hits him with the bow and arrow. I'll be honest, we saw the bow and arrow earlier from the Tommies. I think it was from Hamilton. You know, I wonder if that plays into the celebration decision there. Nice serve from Gauthier. Ooh, nice push, man. What a dig! Going back. Wow! It's got to go over. Wait, great job by Gauthier there to be in the corner. Wow, Gauthier, man. Making his... Oh, that's fine. That's over. Wow! You're kidding me, bro! That is crazy. Like, low-key, I mean, it's funny, like, when things work out, you know, you praise it. If I was the head coach, I would have been so chapped at Siefker to swing at that. He was so far off the net, and I don't even know if it was going to go in. But he catches Hamilton dead to rights in the backcourt and takes the point. Beautiful push. Oh. Beautiful push. Beautiful swing from Blizzard there. I think Blizzard, you know, that's extra sweet knowing that this is against his former team. But back now to serve now number 2, Kay Douglas, the third-year middle from Surrey, BC. Look at the Tommies right now. They got the 5-man stack to block the view. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here come the Tommies. Wow, man. This is theater. Really nice serve there from Douglas. And a timeout. I mean, that's a good timeout, right? So I was saying earlier that there's sometimes you call timeouts and it's not great because you're communicating to the other team that you don't like the way that the game is going. There's nobody in the gym that doesn't understand the gravity of this situation. You call that timeout every time. Everybody knows you don't want them to get another point. Everybody knows that another point from either side is like, you know, it feels like 5 or 6 points from earlier in the game. So you have to call that timeout, especially if you still have it, right? There's a certain amount of timeouts that you get allotted per set. You don't want to, especially in a close game, you don't want to end the set with any in your pocket. All right. Okay, so at the net right now, you got Willis, Siefker, and Kearney Staunton. Lots of good options. A good pass here would be big for the Seawolves, but he's been serving really well. That's tight. That's up. That's going to have to go over. Seawolves going to be able to run their offense here. Great job by JFM to step in and help out there. It's up. Wow, what a block. Wow. Yo, Brewster fired up about it. I think maybe a ball was punched or rolled away in a way that Jen Brown didn't like. So she's just making sure that everybody's staying in position. But a great man. The fact that the Seawolves weren't able to get like a 3-ball off of that that free ball is pretty frustrating. But oh, that's over. Wow. Man, we're going to a 5th. Dude, shout out to Kevin Douglas, man. Down the stretch, he served the lights out. All right. So the first 2 go the Seawolves' way. The next 2 go the Tommies' way. We got 1 left. Race to 15. Both teams with 2 in the bag, man. What a game. Really looked like the Seawolves were mounting the comeback there, didn't it? It's credit to the Tommies. That's backbone. That is backbone there. It's not easy, especially when it feels like, you know, you've kind of let your lead get away from you. To rally back and when you're down 1 and they have game point and then you tie it up and then you take the next 2. Like I said it before, but, you know, Kevin Douglas has to be fired up with how he played there. For him to not only just make those serves, but for them to be as tricky as they were, you got to be pretty fired up. All right. So for those that don't know, the fifth set's only to 15. You're going to start on the same side that you started the previous set. At 8 points, you're going to switch, and there isn't like a timeout in between. You're going to switch and walk right back onto the court. It's a little bit of like a mini milestone for these teams. There's no doubt that both of these coaches in the past or even today, and definitely the players, have said to each other, it is a race to 8. You want to get to 8 first. There's a certain amount of momentum and dynamic to that you want, but, it really is, at the end of the day, just a race to 15. But, man, 15 points to decide what has already been, like 200 total points, 210 total points. First to 15 wins it. There's gravity. And, I was saying earlier, like, this is a rivalry, but over the last decade, the Tommies have definitely won more than they've lost. I would say at least 60%, if not higher. And, this is a new-look UNBSJ team. They got a lot of young faces and a lot of talent, especially as their first home game here. It would be huge for them to win it. But, but by the same merit, I think, head coach Henri Mallet probably knows, like, this would be a huge win for the program to come in here and spoil the home opener for the Seawolves, which is great. Yeah, at the end of the day, you know that these guys are feeling the pressure. They're having fun out there. That they know the situation that they're in. Just makes it that much better. Back now to serve to start for the Tommies. Going to be Fizet. Oh, handled. What a push. Wow. Siefker, you can't keep Siefker on the ground, man. He's bouncing out there. I tell you what, you could hear a pin drop in the gym right now. I think these guys are feeling the pressure on both sides. But hey, pressure makes diamonds, right? This is where you find out who your guys are going to be when the games really matter. Great serve there by McClellan. Bomb squad. That's a bomb squad. Romanchuk, like he has all game, going up and over the block and dropping a bomb in there. So back now to service Hamilton. Hamilton, another one of the captains on this STU team. Great push by Fraser Monroe. Dude, do we got is Goche? Dude, is he gonna be one of the guys here? They're feeding him here in the fifth set, and he's gone back-to-back winners for them. Also wearing my old number. God love him. Back now serve. He's been a really consistent server. Shouldn't have said that. Great serve. Romanchuk, though, back-to-back, man. This is good. This is theater. Back now to serve is Douglas. Douglas had that awesome serving streak to end the last one. So they start the Tommies start Fizet serving right into Douglas. I'd say that from head coach's point of view, that's probably their two strongest. And honestly, I'll tell you what, it looked a little bit like Douglas might have been feeling the pressure of the moment, that one. He let out a big sigh after he missed that serve. Willis now back to serve. I tell you what, I cannot believe that he's back to serve right now. They've gotten such good mileage out of Tucker coming in and serving for him. Oh, my goodness. There is something to be said about, you want him to be able to have this experience for these moments when it matters more. This is just the first home game of the season, right? There will be more important games for sure. But from a straight strategic point of view, I'm surprised that wasn't Tucker. All right, back to serve now for the Tommies, number 7. Oh, it's Juvenin. Great push. High, hard swing there, but handled well. Ooh, just rolled over. Wow, what a push, man. Hamilton all over the backcourt right now. No touch. Yep. All right, 4-3 now for the Wolves. This is some good volleyball, man. It really is. Oh. Wow. I tell you what, fifth set, that's all it takes. You put one into the tape, you're gone. Henri Mallet takes out Blizzard, and we're going to see Melnick now back into the game. Short leash for those powers, right? Both battling for that other starting spot across from Hamilton. What a serve. It's so tough, right? Melnick had been playing good. Gets pulled for, I think, a missed serve or maybe a bad pass in the last set. Comes back in, and his first point on the court gets set, a high ball off the net from a setter that he's been getting set from Fizet all game, so that connection isn't there either. It's tough. It's tough out there. Oh, another good serve. What? Yo, that is crazy. I mean, it's a little bit exaggerated because we had the Seawolves jump with the set, so it was a completely unblocked hit, but that was basically a dunk from number 11 there, Mason Brewster. JFM directing traffic. Oh, what a block! Brewster! The moment's not too big for him, man. All right, Melnick now to serve again. Nice serve. Handled well, though, by the Seawolves. Wow, man. Talk about the trust that, Liam McClellan, third-year captain, has in this first-year player, Siefker. That's a backcourt set. When you have Fielch and Kearney Staunton in the front row, to go with the C-ball there and for it to be successful is just awesome. That one's just got to go over. Yep. JF, wow. It's hard to, man, it's hard to explain just how good that pass was. That got through! Popped up. Yeah, we're going to have a chance. Oh, we're going to see a swing. It's up. Nice high hard swing from Gauthier. It's up. Oh, my gosh. You're kidding me, dude. That's just a tip. Great job by Siefker. That's why you like having a tall setter. Oh, Brewster! Brewster, man. Sometimes when you're a middle, you kind of gauge your performance by how well you did in your 3 rotations at the front of the net before you come out. And I don't know if it could have gone any better for Brewster. I slightly shouldn't have acted like his job was over. There's still one more very important job as a middle before you go off. But still, don't let that define how he played. There's a big reason why St. Thomas is right there right now is because of his play. That's an awesome serve. How's your 6'9" right side? I mean, if head coach Henri Mallet is happy with what he has at middle in Brewster and Douglas, which I think he probably should be, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Trach has found himself a new home on the outside. I can't tell you how valuable it is to have a gun like that out there, not only as a hitter like we saw there, but also as a blocker. So remember how I told you there was a race to 8? Well, now it's 7-7, and the Tommies got their best server back there. Oh, it trickles. Tommy's just going to run their offense. Back to Hamilton. Bang! I mean, it's just 1 point, but that switch matters. So they're going to switch sides here. They're right onto the court. There is no, off time here. Wow. Wow. Sports. These teams are battling. The 6-2 rotation that we talked about with the Tommies, I think, played off there beautifully, especially considering we saw that was Trach in his rotation doing that. And then back onto the court now we have, Fizet and I believe Romanchuk. So, when you have a roster depth that you trust, it can be a really, really good tactic, especially when you're in a game like the end of a game where every point matters. You don't want to sacrifice, even 1 point having someone that you don't trust as a blocker up at the net, or not having that hitting option as well. And if you're bouncing between Romanchuk and then having Trach, who's looked great out there as well, the only real question is how much do you trust your other setter that you're putting in Juvenin, and I think he's played great. So, Paul Scott doing her diligence, making sure that everybody in their rotation to the other side has stayed where they're supposed to be on the court. Looks like she's happy about it, and we're back. Fizet to serve. Wow, what a pass by Kearney Staunton. Out! Yep, that's out. the line judge, Fraser, basically did a full circle, like trying to navigate what he saw there. But I think I agree with his call. That one's out, and the lead now up to 2. Remember, this is only to 15, so you can almost look at this like it's 19-17. Oh. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I don't like that from Fizet missing the serve, but the body language and telling his team, hey, boys, that's totally fine after that miss. I like that from him. You know, make sure that everybody's head is in the right place. You're the captain, they're looking to you in moments like that, and that was the right thing to see from him. So McClellan now to serve. Nice one. Romanchuk. No touch, no touch. Whoa! Dude, no. I mean, it just, that just wasn't touched, dude. I was going to make a joke about he hit that 450. I was going to make a baseball joke. That wasn't, he didn't hit down on that ball whatsoever. But, you know, immediate officiating will never be perfect officiating, and maybe it was touched. I'm up in the booth, right? Oh. Yep, I think that's the right call. I don't think that one was touched. It's funny how that works, but, you know, when it's the right call, it's the right call. So the Tommies up 3 here. Up 3, having been down 2-0. Up 3 in the 5th. 4 points to play. Whew. Man. I'd love to hear what's going on in the Seawolves huddle right now. It can be really hard. I mean, it can be really hard to, you know, dig deep and find the energy and the momentum and even just the belief in yourself. I said it before, 3 points isn't a lead in volleyball, but in the 5th set, down 3 when you were up 2-0, 3 can also feel like, you know, it can feel like miles different. Back now to serve Hamilton. Oh, just trickles over, but actually handled well. Bomb squad. He likes that one. Siefker likes that, like, you know, just opening up that chest and taking it all in. But that was, I mean, that was heavy swing from the first year. Back now to serve the other first year. Gauthier. Only a 2-point game. It's crazy how quickly that can disappear. Dang, man. Romanchuk has been the answer. Here in the 5th. Romanchuk and right on cue, and Trach. And Trach comes into the game now at the net. They got Romanchuk, they got Trach, and they got Melnick. And back to serve has been Douglas, who has been money back there. UNBSJ got to answer. Great serve. Handled all right. Ooh. To go back there is an interesting choice. It's got to go outside. Melnick. Wow! I was going to say that in this situation of the game with Romanchuk and with Trach, or no, sorry, not Trach. With Romanchuk and with Brewster at the net, I was going to say that you'd probably be hard-pressed to find the situation when the set goes out to Melnick. But when you get pulled over like that, you almost have to set your power. And, you know, credit to Melnick for you know, wiping that idea out of my head. Because they got a lot of good options in that team. And it doesn't seem like you're in a bad position setting him ever. So now a 4-point lead. The Seawolves need 6. The Tommies need 2. For a young Seawolves team, I mean, these are the games you need to learn how to stay in and win, especially when you go up 2. But to be fair, you know, there's a lot more 1s and 2s on the Seawolves side than there is here on the Tommy side. They're a little bit more of an experienced team, and I think the only first year that we're seeing out there for the Tommies is Melnick, and even then, you know, he's been bouncing back and forth with Blizzard, who isn't a first year. We have, you know, three 3 first years that we're seeing on UNBSJ and 4 when they rotate in the other libero. So a little bit more of an experience gap for the Tommies, and maybe it's shown here in the 5th. That's got to go outside. Yep. Great play, man. I mean, I should say credit to the Tommies for this, to be, a month or even less than that, to be 3 weeks into the season or 2 weeks into the season and already getting that really closed triple block out on those outside swings is pretty impressive, and it's a credit to the head coach, Henri Mallet. But by the same merit, great job by Kearney Staunton to fight through it. Tucker, service the serve and sub, serve and stud. Wow, man, comes in and puts the money on it. But Melnick, no touch, they say? Dude, I don't know. I guess to be fair, they've, there's been a couple of calls going both ways on each side. I thought that was touched. I thought it was a good pop-up by Fizet. But those refs have a better perspective than I do. So Tucker, he's been the serving ace, we'll say, man. He's been playing good. And another great one. Melnick, though. Yeah, when you get that 3 ball, that's the option. Great pass from Melnick, too. Nice, strong hands to get it to his setter. Fizet could have set it at anyone he wanted there. And now I bet you the gravity of the situation is being felt a little bit. There's no room for error here for this young Seawolves team. I tell you what, though, the gravity can be felt both ways. Romanchuk, who had been a good server all day, slightly not even close on that one. All right, back now to serve is Siefker. Great pass. Got to run the one. Whoa! No way, man! Oh, my gosh. Wow, I was certain that one was going to be going to Brewster. I was certain. I mean, it was a perfect pass, and I was going to say, I had mentioned it earlier that I thought that maybe Melnick wouldn't be their first option there, but to be fair, the last time they set him, he got it done. But I will say that with how well McClellan is blocked all day, and with how well Brewster has hit here in the 5th, that just doesn't seem like the decision from Fizet, especially considering I think his decision-making has been incredible all day. I just don't know if that's the set in that situation. He could have said anybody. And maybe even, again, I'm not trying to pile on Melnick. I think Melnick has played great. And I think that, in any other circumstance, he's a great option, especially because it keeps the defense guessing. But there's, a saying that you dance with the guys that took you to the dance. And they're here in this situation, up 1 in this 5th, because of how Brewster has played and because of how Romanchuk has played. I was going to say even a C-ball to Romanchuk could have been an interesting option. Instead, they go out against probably the person who's been UNBSJ's best blocker all game, and, they feel it because of it. Siefker to serve. Great pass. Dude, you're kidding me! Siefker does a full victory lap. To some extent, too, if I'm McClellan, you don't want to take away anyone's energy, but, hey, there's still points to be won here. The fact that they've tied it up is incredible. They've given themselves some breathing room. But, they came out of that timeout that Dino Caraccio's called and has gone 5-1 since then. Served well. That's going to go over. Wow! Okay. I'm going to be honest. I've seen this movie 100 times. I played for this UNBSJ team, and I have been in a situation where you're up and you've let this Tommies team hang around, and then they take the lead in the 5th, and I've felt that impending doom of, oh my God, they're gonna beat us again. I cannot tell you how impressive it is for this young Seawolves team. Dude, Siefker got too much energy, man. Siefker drinking too much coffee. I've been in this position where, it's been easy to almost roll over and let this Tommies team beat you when they're up 4 with 2 points to play. I cannot tell you how impressive it is for this Seawolves team to have put themselves in a position where, for 5 points straight, they had no room for error or the Tommies would win this game. And now the Tommies are in the position where you're not. Oh, they gave a yellow card to Siefker. which, I mean, for those that don't really know, functionally doesn't mean anything. It's basically a warning. If you get another, then you lose your serve and you can get ejected from the game. Yeah, I mean, Siefker's slightly doing way too much. He did the victory lap on his last one, which, to be fair, he's played incredible. He served well. He hit that C-ball winner to take the lead. Or no, he hit the C-ball winner to tie it up. He hit the serving basically ace to take the lead. He's fired up, and I get it. But this is where I tried to say this last time. This is where you need McClellan to kind of pull him aside and say, hey, dude, give me that energy in, 110 seconds, in one more point. But, you don't want to ever hate on a guy for feeling the moment and being excited about it. And he's played well, and if that's what blows his hair back and that's what gets him ready for it, then you don't exactly want to coach it out of him. And I tell you what, by the same merit, there's a lot of hands on the hips over there on the side of the Tommies. I'm hoping that they don't feel too down and out either. We're in a game here. That's over. Wow. Oh, my God, they did it. Siefker's grace. Oh, come off of it. What a game, man. Look at that. And you know what? Credit to them. It would have been so easy to roll over and die when it was 13-9. You needed 6 points and you needed 7 points, and they needed 2. And this Seawolves team showed a lot of backbone. I think I gave credit to this Tommy's team having backbone to come back to the position they were in. But dang, that's such an impressive victory. I just got a look from one of the assistant coaches. And I think it's the same look that I tried to explain, right? I think the Seawolves for years have been in that position, and it's felt like, when the Tommies are coming back, it's hard to really to stop that train. And, credit to this young Seawolves team, man, that didn't roll over. Pressure makes diamonds, and I think some of the boys on this Seawolves team showed that they're ready for those moments. Siefker was ready. McClellan was obviously ready. I think Gauthier was ready. Honestly, I think all the lineup that they had out there was built for a moment like that, and it's a pretty impressive win. So, 3-2 win for the first home game of the season for the St. John Seawolves. That's an exciting one. I hope you guys liked the commentary, and I did a good job navigating some of it with you. Tomorrow they're back. They play the also undefeated USA University of St. Anne Dragons. That'll be an awesome one. So make sure to tune into that. I have the times here. The women's play at 11 a.m. and the men's play at 1 p.m. If all things go as planned, I should be able to be on the call for those games for you guys as well. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sure there's some other stuff I'm supposed to tell you, but maybe I'll just tell you tomorrow. Cheers, folks.